Hello. So you all have seen how some seasoned politicians in Nigeria converged on ADC, a not so prominent political party that they chose to use for their individual and probably, as they claim, collective political dream. But most people think that each of them is looking for a platform to use for his or her individual political ambition. And you have seen what has been happening. To start with, they were making waves. The news was loud everywhere, and people were already feeling that they truly constituted a threat to the incumbent APC government. Not until one day, they were having a program in Ogun State, and then the police mounted a barricade against Mr. Rauf Aregbesola, preventing him from advancing to the venue of his appearance. And that was the first signal that Nigerians got to show us that they may not be such a threat as as it had appeared before that day. And after that, a few other things had happened within the ADC camp itself. There was a lot of disagreement. Yes, nobody wanted to concede the presidential ticket to another, and that became a big problem within their camp. And why they were dealing with that, because they could not move at the speed at which they should move, because there was one important box that they couldn't agree on how to get it ticked. So that was a big problem for them. And then a prominent member of, should I say, the new ADC party, or of the party, whichever way you want to describe that party, either new or old, a prominent member of that camp went on national television to say things that are so sensitive security-wise. And then after that utterance, a lot of dead bones of his past misdoings began to resurrect against him. That one too became a big problem, because on his way into Nigeria at the airport, he was rounded up, and since then he's been in custody. I learned that he was released, probably, possibly, briefly, after the translation of his mother. And I learned that that release was to enable him to pay his mother the last respect that is due. Anyway, for me, as somebody who shares Proverbs in any way at all, today I have come to show you that the wisdom of our ancestors reflects in every dimension of life, from romance to the war front, and in between, on the political scene, on the business scene, in friendship, anywhere. You will see an appropriate proverb that will just capture the occurrence, that will just capture the experience, that will just capture the appearance, that will just capture the problem in a very catchy manner. Now, while all those were happening, the disagreement between the party, who owns the party, is it I think there's somebody called Nwosu in the story, and there's another person called Gombe in the story, and there are different names here and there, but the story of their problems revolves around different names and roles. Nobody knows as we speak who actually is the legitimate, the authentic chairman of that party. But the issue is, from the disagreements that erupted within the party, some people pointed an accusing finger in the direction of the ruling APC party as the factor, as the element responsible for the internal crisis within the ADC. And then again, when Mr. Aregbesola was prevented from advancing to the venue of his talk, people also said, yes, the government want to oppress them, they want to shut them up, they want to intimidate them. People said a lot of things, that it was because Aregbesola and the ADC people were making waves and the APC was threatened. That was why they had to take that move. That was why they had to use the police to oppress them, you know, an accusing finger in the direction of the APC. Again, now, during Mr. El-Rufai's arrest, the same thing was said. It's the APC. It's because of their political programs. It's because they know that the ADC is the only formidable force that could eject the current government from office. Anyway, there's a proverb that captures all of that. If it is true that the APC is on their neck and the APC is the root cause, the APC is the one behind, is a factor behind all the problems that our seasoned politicians with a reputation of shifting from camp to camp. If it is true that the APC is a factor behind all the problems that they are having in their new bride ADC, then it is true that the Yoruba ancestors have said, ẹni tí ò tó ní nà kì í dènà deni. That's on the APC side. One who is not as powerful as you are, if an element or a person that is less powerful than you cannot block your way. Ẹni tí ò tó ní nà kì í dènà deni. If you know that you have the power and somebody that you know you can deal with attempts to threaten you, and you are just folding your hands, then it would be that you are stupid. Because naturally, somebody who is less powerful than you should not block your way, should not block your way. That's the natural order. Even in the jungle, even among animals, ẹni tí ò tó ní nà kì í dènà deni. One who does not have the capacity, the capability to beat you up should not block your way. That reveals, if it is true that the APC is behind their problems, that reveals why. Because truly, ẹni tí ò tó ní nà kì í dènà deni. And if it happens to you that somebody who is less powerful, far less powerful than you, mounts a barricade and says you dare not cross that line, and you are there mouth wide open, saliva drooling, when this person has no power, has no capacity, has no instrument to deal with you. And it's your Tonina, he didn't know any. That is what is happening from the APC side. And to the ADC side, there is also a proverb that talks about what is happening to them now. The Yoruba would say, bí ọwọ́ ènìyàn ò bá tẹ eku idà, a kì í bèrè ikú tó pa bàbá ẹni. That is, when you are yet to have the grasp or a grasp of the handle of the sword, you cannot challenge the death that took your father away. You can't go and challenge those who are far more powerful than you. Not that you can't challenge them at all, but you can't go and challenge them before you have a grasp of the handle of the sword. Let's look at what is happening within the AC, for instance. It is clear that they didn't do their research. They did not investigate the position, the situation, the problems of that party before buying. Did they buy the party? Or before joining? Did they join the party? Or before hijacking? Whichever one. Before choosing ADC as the bride party, before choosing ADC as a platform that would take them to their promised land, it is clear that they did not research very well. They didn't ask the necessary questions. They did not seek to know who were the right people to consult. And that is why they are in this kind of drama that we see them today. And they are in this situation because they do not have a grasp of the handle of the sword. And when you don't have a grasp of the handle of the sword, anything can happen. It is either you are overpowered so easily by those who have come with their sword well grabbed, well held. It's not only that they do not have a grasp of the handle of the sword, it's like they don't even have the sword at all. One chairman of the party sold the party to them. From nowhere, somebody else surfaced claiming that he is the actual chairman of the party and that the person who had given them the platform was not in a position to give them that platform. And as if that was not enough, another group emerged saying that even the person challenging the seller, the initial seller of the party, had been suspended, after which an interim chairman was appointed pending the determination of a substantive chairman. So there are three different forces, or four, including the newcomers, who appointed a new chairman in the person of Senator David Mark. Yeah, you have the I think it's Nwosu. You have the Gombe. There's another lady in the picture who was appointed as the temporary chairman, and then David Mark, a party with four names being mentioned as chairman at different times under different circumstances. I don't know what to say about that party, but it's like for the newcomers, the handle of the sword is not held by them. And we don't know whether there is even a sword at all for that party to wield in any election. Because INEC also issued a statement recently saying the party should go and solve their problems and have the legal standing to appear in their electioneering literature. So to the APC side, it has been established that for our ancestors to say that it is true for anybody. Somebody who cannot overpower you should not say you have no way here. Yeah, that's the natural way that anybody would react. That somebody you can easily take and fling off the road will now stand on the road as a threat to your progress, to your movements, to your activities. It doesn't happen. It's not natural. And to the ADC side, before you challenge your aggressor, your oppressor, your opponent, you have to do your assignment right, be well equipped, be well prepared before stepping out, so that when you step out, you won't step out to the shame of those you had boasted to. No, to your own shame. You won't, so that when you step out, if you are well prepared, when you step out, you won't step out to your own shame. To your own shame, to the knowledge of those who had been clapping for you that a savior is here at last to save us from the oppressor government of the APC. You won't step out to your own shame, to the observation of those you had promised, of those you had boasted to, that we are here to save you. We are the savior. The savior now is in trouble. Who is going to save us all? You'll see me again, and very soon.